about to start. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Conduct Radio. Tonight we're going to discuss if size of a man matters. And I'm not talking about the size of his body, but the size of his member. So does size of the man matter, or does the man himself matter more than the size of the little man, I guess you could say. So that's what we're discussing tonight. And before we begin, I'm not even going to lie to you. My daughter pissed me off. I don't know how people just act like children just don't piss you off, because they absolutely do, especially the older they get. Oh, my God. Not looking forward to, like, teenage years. I'm not looking forward to when she gets her period and she starts PMSing. I'm probably going to jump off a bridge. I'm just letting y'all know. If I don't show up for a show, that's what happened. She
what is
just
it,
kept talking all the way
doing?
up until the show started. I have 53 seconds left. I said, the show's about to start. But, Mommy, I have to tell you this about a popsicle. That was her thing that she had to tell me. Yes, it's just all emotional. I don't know. And she's just getting more and more emotional, and I don't know. I yearn for the days when she was an infant.
So she's acting less like a kid and more like a chick.
Oh, my God. But I thought that was a learned behavior. But I don't act like that.
Yeah, but she's not the only one that's teaching her. She's getting her markers from things she's seen in school, things that she sees on TV, whatever the case may be. She's picking it up elsewhere. It doesn't have to always be you know. How many mothers and fathers don't use drugs or don't abuse things like that, but they got drug addict or alcoholic kids that don't, work hard or whatever? It's totally opposite from them.
BJ, how do you deal with this? Because you have, 2 daughters, don't you?
You have reached the voicemail of BJ. He's not available right now, so please leave a message.
Don't be a
Okay. How do I deal with my 2 daughters? Oh, God. Well, the ones that graduating on Monday, 18, she's cool. But the 14-year-old, oh, my God, she drives me crazy. I just, I had to just talk to her, like, straight and real strict and everything. And regardless, she always called me the mean parent, because I'm always so strict on her. So I can't really get through to like I want to, but like she'll tell me off and hang up on me, and then a week later she'll text me and call. Yeah, she'll call me and text me, Daddy, I'm sorry, but I was kind of in my emotions. I was like, oh my God, so you're like 14. I was like, I gotta deal with this till you get whatever.
She's only 14?
Yeah. Because she's almost like a mom. It's just like, man. And she'll call me in a week and she'll tell me off, scream at me, hang up, click. I'm like, her mom does the same thing. She get mad, yell at me, her mom calls me all kinds of names, and she hang up on me because I can't retaliate, because she knows she wants to answer the phone when I call back. So she's just like that. So I was like, you know what? When you need something, you'll call me. And every time she needs something, she call me. And I was like, don't she supposed to, apologize? She's like, well, let me see. I'll apologize, but then again, you really needed, you really deserved that. I was like, I did not hang up on her. I was like, bam. I see crazy. I let it go. Yeah, that's how it is. But it's just that 14-year-old. She's going to drive me insane until she gets married, whatever. That's the one. The rest of them, they're cool. She's just a rebel. I mean, a serious rebel. I'm like, wow, it's too much like a mom.
Yeah, I don't know about my daughter. I guess the equivalent of hanging up on me. We'd have a whole different show. I'd be behind bars,
it's
probably.
Two different households, Well, that's
Yeah, I don't care if she's at somebody's house and she hangs up on me. I don't think I could process it well.
I couldn't either.
I think logic happened to call me while I was going through something because my daughter, for the first time ever in her life, decided to ignore me. And
See?
he was trying to calm me down.
It's coming.
He was trying to calm me down, and the more he tried, the more I escalated. And yeah.
How old is your daughter? How old is your daughter again?
She's 10.
Yeah, it's coming.
But
it's full.
I'm crazy, and I think I took it from my mom. There's no way in life at 37 that I would ignore my mom. Even if she pisses me off, I would be too scared to ignore my mother.
See, you have to understand. Yeah, I think if your daughter saw you when you were upset and when you either you told somebody off, or your daughter sees this, so she take all that in and just like it's a part of her. You just don't know. It's coming. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I can't.
You can't. You'll be surprised.
If she's like that, I understand that's her personality. You don't turn that on me. Because even my brothers aren't like that. You know what I'm saying? My brothers don't. They tell their friends and everybody that my sister's crazy. Like they don't. You know, I have one brother who kind of does it, and then he'll forget for a second until I completely lose it, and then he'll remember who I am. You know, so be how you are.
Okay, but you got to understand, your daughter is a smaller version of yourself. She is.
I know.
It's the reality.
Children.
It's just like my daughters are just like her mom. And that's the reality. It's just you had to deal with it. But you got to understand, she's a child. You can't just go off on her, just go like throw haymakers at her. You can't do that. It's going to surprise you, in the market or something. In the car, you can reach over one and give us backhand, bam. It's going to happen. Yeah, you just got to be prepared for it. You only have one girl, so.
Sure.
Hello, I'm here. I heard the conversation.
Is your son a mini version of you?
Yes, but I'm going to be perfectly honest, guys. He never gave me any problems at all when he was going through that weird stage. I never had any problems out of him at all as a teenager or anything. But he was really bad at 5. At 5 years old, the babysitter begged me not to bring him back. But I didn't go to the terrible 2. I didn't go to the terrible 2, terrible 3.
That's a boy.
None of that.
That's a boy.
No.
That's a boy.
I know.
So are boys different in terms of? I thought boys get difficult when they're teenagers as well.
Yeah, boys are raised up against their dad before they do their mom. They're raised up against their dad. Because my boys did the same thing on me. It's just the boys are more protective of their mother. It's just that's how it is.
Logic, is that how it was in your household?
Oh yeah, that's all me and my brothers did was fight and knocking over furniture and stuff like that. It was never, emotional thing. It was more destruction. We breaking the door, putting a hole in the wall. Fighting each other, falling down the stairs. It's
good Lord.
Like it's a male bonding thing. Yeah, that's how it is. Brothers,
Well, boys can be rough. I thought it was going to be more difficult. Can I just ask the panel this? Do you guys remember me saying years ago that my son had a conversation with me maturely at 15 years old, and he said, Mom, don't take this personal. You're like the best mom ever, but I just feel that at this point in my life, it would make more sense for my dad to take me from this point because his dad and I, as you guys have been married for a long time, almost 20 years.
I don't know how I'd respond if my daughter says that.
Right. Well, your daughter wouldn't say that because she's a girl. A boy is not going to be able to get certain things from his mother that he gets from his father. And then that's the biggest problem. Like somebody like Kanye West grew up with too much estrogen in the house, and he soaked all of that in. That's why he acts like a woman, where he's very, he throws tantrums, and he doesn't know how to take criticism. He's very thin-skinned and stuff like that. When you have overly sensitive guys like that, it's typically because they had too many women in their life, and they didn't have enough masculine men to see this is the way
examples
you're supposed to conduct yourself.
to look up to, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you have to, as a boy, you have to see a man interacting with a woman that isn't me dealing with my mother, because that's a more of a subservient. It's a woman dominating the boy because that's her child. She's not going to let him talk to her or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's important for a kid to see a man deal with a woman on a peer level. Like, we're going to have mutual respect, but you're not going to tell me something, or you're not just going to talk to me like I'm beneath you, you know. But if he has a feminine father that doesn't have a spine and doesn't know how to tell his wife, you know, back up off me, what are you doing, what are you talking about? Get out of here, I'm a little pump right now. Like, you know, you have to see a man dry check a woman in order to understand that you don't have to, everything doesn't have to become an argument for you to disagree with each other. You know, when you have too much emotional things going on like that, it leads to disaster. Even for little girls, too. Little girls will grow up thinking that you're supposed to argue in relationships all the time. She'll think that's normal. You know, and then you'll have men thinking that you're constantly supposed to be screaming or sulking or running out the house because you don't want to do. Like, you have to see that dynamic of we can agree but not fight. We can debate but not argue. We can, you know, you have to see that as a kid in order to be balanced.
What is dry check?
It's called good communication.
What's that? What did you say?
What is dry check?
Oh,
dry
you said you have
like,
to see a guy dry check a woman. I don't know what that means.
A woman or a man can dry check somebody. It's just a tactic. You're checking somebody without it being a square in your shoulders confrontation. Like, you better back out my face. Like, that's a total check right there. But if like a man to dry check a woman would be like, let's talk about this later. So that's a way for him to get her out of there, and we'll talk about this later. And for a kid to see that, he can see that there's ways to diffuse the situation without it leading to an explosion. And as long as you have a woman that's rational, that's not going to be so narcissistic that she can't move on with her day without, I got to tell him what I feel now. You know, as long as, you know, you too, like, because a woman can dry check a man too. If a man is getting upset about something, she could tell him, like, I don't want to talk about this right now. Okay, I need to finish this here. Can we talk about this later? Like, that's her dry checking him. Like, all right, just leave me alone right now. You know, that's important for a young girl to see. Her mother to do that, to know that a woman can say that to her man, or, you know.
But a submissive woman knows how to say okay and just kind of just move along, and then later on, you know, whatever time that you both have appropriately to speak about it, then you bring it back up and hopefully come to some kind of, you know, happy medium or understanding. But a lot of women really do have an attitude like, oh, wait a minute, you're not going to talk to me like that. I mean, what if you're in an environment where that is just so inappropriate? That's why he's saying, yo, not now, not here. We'll talk about this later, whatever. But you know, people that are easily offended, they would have an issue with that because they'll feel like you got over. Oh, he got over on me. Oh, he's not going to get over on me. Oh, no, you're not going to tell me. That's crazy. That all goes back to communication logic in a relationship, though, in respect, mutual respect, and understanding it. When you know your partner, you know the boundaries anyway.
True.
You know, does that make sense? Because some arguments can be avoided in the first place if people understand their boundaries.
Well, I mean, that's the most ideal situation, is that you two as a couple have taken enough time together before you started popping out kids to understand even each other's body language or facial expression, to be like, oh, okay, she's not really taking this right now. I'll drop it, you know, or something like that. That's
ideal. Yeah, that's ideal. Yeah.
That's a very ideal situation. Most people get together and it's kids every 2 years.
Yeah, I've never been in a situation like that. I wish I would.
What are you doing?
He's popping those babies out.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
I told my cousin, I said, think of your kids and the way you're staggering them think of a college tuition every 2 years. That's the cost that you're racking up.
Right.
80,000,
Wow.
80,000. Like, are you crazy?
That's crazy.
Cut it out. Take it easy.
Well, I don't think people
Instead
think
of
of it
having-
that way.
Or flip a
Instead of
coin
having
to see who
three,
goes
teach
to-
one
who
to
goes
do
college.
3 things that you like.
Yeah.
No, flip a coin. See who goes to college. No, you pick straws.
Wow. Wow.
Community college.
So I wanna talk about something else. We're gonna flip the script real quick before we get to our main topic. So on the relationship group this weekend or something, I can't remember. It was posted about Janet Jackson is trying to keep her son away from her ex-husband. So she just wants him completely away from her. I mean, from the little boy or whatever, because she doesn't agree with how he raises children, and she just wants it to be, her raising the son. So somebody put it on the
I'm
group.
shocked.
Why does he have a baby?
That
Oh my God.
it was put on the group that I bet she doesn't want him away, or she doesn't want to be away from his money, which I completely agree. It's too.
What?
Well, she wants him away from the son, but I bet you she still wants his money.
What gives me-
To which, if you go to our relationship group on Facebook, relationship, what is it called? Relationship Help Question and Answers?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
So what I
can't
understand,
remember
why
what
in the
happened.
world does she got to deal with the money of it? If she has money, what's going on? I mean, you have how much money is it?
Let me put this in first. Let me put this in first. So, listeners, if you go to Facebook and you go to our Facebook group, Relationship Health Question and Answers, you'll see it there. So people were basically arguing about the fact, like you said, BJ, she has her own money. She married him for love, but why did he marry her? And, it's like, I don't believe she married him for love. I believe she married him for money, because it's just kind of convenient that exactly at the 5-year mark in which he'll have to pay her alimony is when she decided, no, not even got pregnant, is when she decided she wanted the divorce. So I find that strangely convenient.
Yeah,
and then in her entire life, she's never been with a billionaire, and coincidentally, she's never had a kid. But she finally lands a billionaire, has a kid, and at that 5-year mark, now she can't deal with anything. It's just too many coincidences to me.
So, how
she did have a child. She had a child she had a child.
Yeah, the child that she's denying that she ever had, that child.
How old is Janet? How old is Janet?
I don't know, like 50-something.
Okay, she's 50 now. I don't know her net worth, whatever. How was she liquid? And she has like $40 million. So you figure that's not enough to sustain her and the child.
And also, a lot of people are saying that she has, a bunch of money. But if she had so much money, she wouldn't be one of the people who went to Michael's house right after he died to try and get his stuff, to the point that her niece had to slap the black off of her face for insulting her, by coming to her father's house. Janet doesn't have that much money. Obviously, she's richer than us, but in the rich people world, she's like, us. She doesn't have that much money. Nobody's been talking about Janet Jackson since back in the day of Rhythm Nation. I guess she showed her titty to try and get people to talk about her, but still nobody was talking about her. And she's just not relevant.
But she still does tours, but that's not enough. But here's the thing. The man has all the money in the world.
She does tours, but she's still not Michael Jackson.
No, I know.
I'm pretty sure Rihanna probably sells out more than her. She's not relevant.
But what I'm saying is her ex has all the money in the world. So there's every reason for her, with the greedy bones that she does have, to want to, drain him dry, be selfish, and still not let him see the child. That's why I think she's more concerned about him taking the child over to the Middle East and never seeing the child again. Because as much money as he has to pay off.
You really think she's worried about that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If he was wait a minute, Char, let me ask you this. If he was willing to give her $17 billion up front, do you really think that she would not give him the kid and say, good luck? Do you really think it's about this child?
It's just that's leverage.
I mean, because because if it's about caring, wait a minute, if it's about caring for her kid, what woman in her 50s decides it's time to get pregnant? If she's worried about the health of her child.
She'll be walking across to stage in her walker. That's all. You know, and they say, you know, and when the child's, you know, graduating from high school, she'll just be in her walker.
No. But it's not about how old the kid is going to be when he's graduating. It's about when you're older, you're an older woman like that. When you get pregnant, there's health risks to the kid before they're even born. The likelihood that they're going to have, you know, disorders and stuff like that goes up.
Well, that's true.
So worried about the welfare of her child. Why would she continue with this pregnancy unless this is a way for her for the next 18 years to get a billionaire sum for child support?
Well, okay, but did you ever think that maybe she was trying to do it right this time? Because apparently she just pushed the other so-called ghost child by the wayside, just sent her to Paris to go to boarding school her whole life and act like she didn't exist. Maybe she said, you know what, I made a lot of mistakes. I'm old enough.
And
is my
is this coincidentally that this happens with a billionaire?
A billionaire, well, yeah.
It didn't happen with Jermaine Dupri. She was married to him, so, you know, he got some coins too, so what happened, you know, she had a baby with him.
Money is
he doesn't have $1 billion, though. He doesn't have $1 billion empire, so I don't like. I think when she had her kid with the other guy, she was the one on top. She was the breadwinner, not him. And if she had a kid, that would have halted her career that she was trying to have.
Right.
So, again,
that's true.
Even if she's supposedly trying to get it right this time, it's very coincidental that it happens to be with a billionaire, in which she then divorced at the 5-year mark to solidify that she is getting money.
Yeah, otherwise
I don't know.
Timing's everything.
I don't know. I just wanted to hear y'all's take on it. So that was my thing. I wanted to hear y'all's take on it.
Sophisticated gold digger.
I mean, that's what I see, but everybody else is telling me, you know, if you look in the group, it's not that. You know, she has her own money. She's Miss Jackson. He's the one who is using her, and I'm like, using her for what?
Using her for what?
For what?
Well,
using her for what?
The answers were, that's Miss Jackson, and I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah,
but
that was quaint.
I don't get that.
Listen, Miss Jackson was something quaint back in '92. What are they using her for now?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, what is he? Honestly, I'm asking, what is he getting out of this besides another bill?
Yeah, that's all it is, another bill. Because he can have any woman he wants.
I really don't know. That's okay. They said every man wants Janet. And I said that was back in the 90s.
Wow.
Nowadays, it was Beyonce.
I never wanted her.
Plus, this guy is younger than Janet, so it's not like that Janet was on his wall. So it's not like he grew up with Janet. I could see if it was Beyonce or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, every guy supposedly wants Beyonce. That's completely different. But Janet Jackson? You know, unless you're like somebody who's, I don't know, her age or a tiny bit younger, then I can see, okay, you know, I have Janet. I've been longing for her my whole life. But this dude's young. I think he's younger than us. He didn't grow up watching. He didn't grow up watching Janet Jackson on tour and crap.
I don't know how old he was. Oh wow.
And even if you can say it's just the Jackson name, she has other sisters.
Let me ask you this: is it just women saying this, or is it men saying this?
It's women.
I figured.
Okay. All right.
Because it didn't make no sense.
No. I disagree. There are die-hard Jackson fans. They might have pot bellies, no teeth, okay, and balls.
We're not talking about fans, Char. We're talking about who's saying that this billionaire's son used Janet for something, for some gain on his part. besides
okay.
a bill.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
It sounds suspiciously
okay.
like a woman's thought process to me, because
right.
they don't understand that just a guy courting a woman costs money. The woman doesn't dig in her pocket to do anything. It's costing him money. Then getting married, costing him money. Then getting a place, costing him money. And then whatever things that she had, like, oh, well, because I'm marrying you, I'm not able to work on my album. I'm pretty sure he's had to dig in his pocket for studio time or something, some idiotic project that nobody cares about.
Would be insane.
And he would have. I'm guaranteeing you, it's something that she tried to justify. Like, I was doing this, but I'll give it up for you. So money. Everything, this whole thing has cost them money, like it would cost any other schmuck money.
Well, like she admitted that she gave up her career for not only religious reasons.
What
because she
career?
became
No, wait a minute. See, this is again. Gave up what career? She tried to listen. She became a singer. She had her time. Her time was over. What did she give up at 50?
She had her run already.
I'm just going by what she said in this article. Is like, look, I'm giving everything up. My name, my empire, who I am, what I represent for
what empire?
That's my point. That's my point. There is no empire. There is no career. Her career has dried up a long time. That's like Sally Fields saying she gave up her acting career to marry some young guy. Who cares? What's the last thing that you saw Sally Fields in?
Sally Fields is 70. There's quite a big difference there. I mean, have you seen Sally Fields?
That wasn't the point. Sean.
Oh, my.
Logic like, what? She fell for it again.
Okay, well, Clyde, who would give up their career, whatever you want to call it, right? If you so-called had all this money years ago and you had a name, would you give it up for a man who says, look, I am a prince or I'm a billionaire? My religion said you're not going into the studio, because they said that he told her clearly, this will be embarrassing to my family, my people. You're not going to continue this. This is not something that I want to be a part of. You know, he was not a fan.
She made an informed decision. He didn't force her to do anything.
You're still spewing this nonsense like there was a career to give up. I don't care. Listen, if he said that to Rihanna and said, I want you to marry me, but I want you to give up this music career, then number one, I'm going to tell you why I wouldn't feel sorry for her. You have a decision to make. If you want to give up your career because this guy says he wants to marry you, then do what you feel is best. And if you make that decision, you don't get to then, after the fact, say, oh, this happened and he said this, and doesn't everyone feel sorry for me? No. You made a choice. That's the choice you made. And it ain't love. It's his money. That's the only. Do you think a dude that owns a chain of gas stations will be able to tell Janet Jackson that she needs to give up whatever? She'll laugh at him. Like, who are you? But the fact that this dude's a billionaire's son, and if she could have smashed the father to get to the bank account more directly, she would have. But the father's not interested. You know what I'm saying? It's not about love. It was about money. I don't feel sorry for her.
She had her cake and she's eating it too. She had her cake and she gets to eat it, because the cake was have the billionaire long enough to have the lifestyle and long enough to be put into that contract, get rid of him at a certain point so I can pick up my career again. So
okay, but with the problem is, though, people need to stop serving her cake and give her crow. That's the problem. They're actually listening to her and acting as if she got duped and, oh, she has a legitimate beef here. People need to call her out on her nonsense. It's bullshit. You married this young guy because you wanted to get a billionaire's dough, okay? And you stayed in, like Kai said, like a corrupt cop waiting for your pension year to kick in, and then you decided to dip off like, oh, his culture is too much. How did you not know what his culture was before? It wasn't a problem before. She even garbed up to go over there. So it's like, how all of a sudden now are you so appalled? Why all of a sudden now are you so incensed that you don't even want this child to be in his life? But I'm pretty sure she wants that money.
Mm-hmm.
Where's her morals and her pride then when it comes to taking his money? Where's it then? If she's
I'm going to settle this. Listen, this is the reason why she divorced him. This is a big secret, and I'm letting it out. Because his mother said she cannot get extension braids as long as she is in their family and within their culture. She couldn't get extensions or,
Char, listen to me. You're talking retarded right now. Char, you're talking retarded right now. You're talking about a 50-something-year-old woman. She's upset because his mom is saying something. She's 50. What are you talking about?
Listen, it really is true, but I was just adding that in there as far as why that might have been the reason. Of course,
you're adding nonsense. This is my point. Listen. It's like a drug dealer saying, I learned to cook crack from my grandfather, and so I felt that UPS didn't have enough weekends off, so I decided to make crack in order to make this money. It's nonsense. You decided to be a crack dealer. That's the end of the story. It doesn't matter who said what. She decided to be a slut, and he decided to be dumb, and he gave her a marriage, and she's trying to take the money and run.
But logically, extension and weed issue really was an issue, but I think it was more so that she just was not willing to give up everything to be who he was or be a part of that religious sector.
Then why did she marry him, and why did she get pregnant?
Yeah,
exactly. I'm pretty sure the mother didn't just come out and say. I'm pretty sure it wasn't right after the kid was born that the mother said, "Hey, you can't wear extensions. We don't agree. I don't." People are making excuses for her, but too coincidental.
That's what's irritating me. Nobody's calling her out to be the old dumb whore that she is. It's like, call it what it is.
Giving you the scenarios that she dealt with, but they're stupid. I mean, it wouldn't be enough reason for, like Kai said, she would know about, what the do's and don'ts are and understand the Quran or understand the whatever. That she had plenty of time to figure that out, 5 years. So she had an agenda, and she won. That's what she wanted. And she's trying to keep the baby, and I don't condone that. I think it's just very selfish. I think it's very greedy.
I think that is very selfish.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Because whatever that man deserves a relationship with his child, period. Every man does. Every woman does. It's ridiculous. And just because you're a Jackson, whatever.
I don't know about every man, but.
Well, yeah, I agree there.
Oh, no.
Well, you don't think, regardless of how the parents don't get along, why take that relationship away from that child? I don't think anyone should ever do that unless the father's an axe murderer or he's a pedophile.
No, sometimes the father really doesn't need to be around. I mean, even the mother. Sometimes the parent themselves are just really toxic, and you're going to mess up your child's life. So sometimes the parents really don't need to be around.
Okay, well, that's agreeable. But in this case, we haven't heard anything about any excessive abuse or anything. So it was just more of an agenda, a personal agenda, and very selfishly. But you know what? With all the money that he has, it would not be difficult for him to demand custody of the child anyway. That's what he wants to do.
I was thinking that too. It wouldn't be difficult, not even a little bit. $1 billion. You know how many people he can buy out? So she needs to just calm down.
I would before he
really needs to calm down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was saying, he didn't need her for anything. He doesn't need her for an American citizenship. He didn't need her for money. He didn't need her for fame. He didn't need her for crap.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, dude's a sucker because I don't care how much of a fan or how hot I thought a girl was. If I have over $400,000, that low billions, but 400. If I had over 400K or so, I don't care who you are. You better be happy with a guest pass to my parking lot and a spare set to my front door, because that's as much as you're getting from me. But I love you, really. Well, then I guess all you got to do is stick around, because you wouldn't know. You're not getting access to any of my guac. It's not happening.
Now, does that for 30 days at a time, Logic? What are we talking here? About 30 days?
You said what?
I said, does that pass about 30 days, or what are we talking about here? About a 30-day guest pass at a time before it's renewed? Is that how it works?
Listen, I'll renew it as long as you don't act like an asshole. But the minute you do, you'll go to swipe it, and it'll be like, blah.
Not working.
Access denied. Access denied.
Yeah. And that's when the doorman will stop you at the door. I'm sorry, Mr. Sheldon.
Incorrect access code. Incorrect access.
We cannot have any visitors today.
No riffraff.
In the lobby. In the lobby. Sorry.
Okay, so I just wanted to get that off of my chest about, Janet, and I don't know why people keep making excuses for her and trying to act like it's his fault or he's doing something wrong. Like, oh my God. So on to
like
show.
she was baking cookies in the kitchen or something, and it just didn't work out. He was a tyrant.
She probably never washed a dish.
I just wanted to love him, really.
Because she's
At
a baby.
54.
I really don't think. By the time she actually came around, Michael and them had already made the family famous. So she never really went through the hardships and like you said, BJ, I'm pretty sure she never washed a dish in her life.
She rode that wave to Jackson. Yeah, she rode that wave. Mm-hmm.
That's what she did.
You know what?
You're
absolutely. Mike was moving out the house by the time she was like old enough to understand what was going on.
Yeah.
He was gone. He already had the permanent Jerry curl.
Yeah. Doing his thing.
Okay, so last week, I'm going to play a clip from last week's episode, so we can pick up from there. So, and you don't have to be like, just be patient with this clip. It was really hard for me to cut this. I don't know why my software wasn't working, and I was about to break my computer, so I was like, screw it. Whatever I have, I have. So last week we were answering your relationship questions and everything like that, and somehow it got onto size, to which Char had an interesting comment on that, and that's where the birth of today's show came from. So I'm going to play this clip for you, and we're going to pick it up from here. So here we go.
Even from
no, that's not.
Like,
this is going to sound contradicting, but I don't agree with Kai about the member size. I think that's very important, and it doesn't have to be exaggerated. But I
guys.
Wow. Now, Char, let's delve into that real quick.
You know that probably fits me. Like, no pun intended.
Let's delve into that real quick. How is that something that's very important to you?
Oh God.
It's not the guy's fault how big his stuff is. Let me say this real quick. There are guys who are well endowed who don't even know what to do with it, and then there are guys who are quote unquote not well endowed who know exactly what to do. So why would you hold it against somebody that I guess he's not packing 13 inches or some crap?
Like I said, bad decision making.
I just said it doesn't have to be exaggerated. I didn't say exaggerated. I said comfortable for me. I just said for me. No pun intended. And I'm
But again, how are you going to hold that against the guy? So before you can marry a guy, you have to see what's there.
I'm not going to hold it against. I just, hey, it's just my decision that I know I want to be happy the rest of my life with that person because it will help towards that happy intimacy life.
Damn.
I know that ejaculates too quickly. Just be okay and I know that's an issue even before we're married. Then he's a nice guy. No,
there's something that you can do to work on that. No, even if that's an issue, there's something that you can do to work on that. You can sit with him. You can do some exercises.
What did I tell you earlier? These women don't want to take any time to build anything with any man. They feel that they should have it all and not have to do anything to get it. I just told you that. This is the reason Char has the problems that she has in her life. Bad decision making.
Char doesn't have problems in her life. The point is that universally theory always comes back to the same thing. That has absolutely no basis in what I'm talking about. Preferably, I can choose what the size that I my man to cheat so that I am never going to cheat, for one. And for two, I want to make sure that I have an opportunity to grow with that person, again, no pun intended, for a very long time, the rest of our lives, and know that we're both comfortable and very happy intimately together, period. Okay, so there's nothing. If it wasn't true, so many people wouldn't put that, that wouldn't make that important. And these are not all shallow people. And it doesn't have to be an exaggerated length. I just looked
Really?
13.
Well, this is what we're going to do, y'all. Look, this is a very interesting topic. So, that was last week. And if you want to chime in, you can call us at 607-203-5378. That's 607-203-5378. So call us if you agree with Char or if you don't agree with Char, and we want to know why. 607-203-5378. So, Char, there's just a couple things in there that I just like, what? Like, oh, my God, Char. That was just so... Okay. So one of the things you said was you have to be comfortable so that you know you're never going to cheat. So if he takes care of you, he's like the best man that you've ever come across. It just so happens that he's about 3 inches. You're going to cheat on this guy?
Okay, first off, can I just say this? Welcome to my world.
That's a yes. That's a yes.
Welcome to my world, people. Hello, everyone. No, I'm going to stick with my guns, guys. What I said last week, I'm not retracting. In fact, I had to just kind of go and do a little bit of research over the week and just be sure that that's exactly what I want, and that's exactly what I want.
You did research? Yeah. Wow. With your man,
yes,
right?
Yes, I did. So research. Physical therapy was one, and then I did some other, just complete research just to be sure. So that when I came back on the show, I can feel quite confident with what I said. And I said what I said, and the words of Mimi on Housewives. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but Cardi, it is so important. I mean, a nice guy is great. A good guy is even better. A great guy is amazing. But I have a very high sex drive, and generally speaking, even if you had a low sex drive, your sex life and that type of intimacy is very important.
You just said a nice guy is good, a good guy is okay, and a great guy is even better. What is the difference between those three?
Yeah.
Well, my question is, what does that even mean?
No, Kai just said, what if he's a nice guy or something like that, or a good guy?
Okay, that's my question. What's the definition to you of a nice guy?
Okay, see, that's not enough, though. That's why I'm saying I don't want nice. I don't want good.
What's
I want.
Am I speaking English here?
Answer the question.
Does anyone else understand that?
What's the definition of a nice guy? That's his question.
Nice or great?
What's the definition of each?
A nice guy, honestly, is one that I don't stick around with too long if they're only nice. You have to have a balance. You got to have a little bit of gangster, and you got to have a little bit of confidence.
I think Logic speaking Mandarin. I don't know.
What is she talking about? Char. What makes a guy a nice guy?
In your opinion, Char?
I just said a nice guy, in my opinion, and from what other women have said, is more of a pushover type where he just does, kind of bows down to you, does anything and everything you want. And most women are looking for a bit more of a balance, of an edge, and a little more confident.
So to you, a nice guy is someone who's overly compliant. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Go ahead, Logic. I'll let you answer that.
Yeah. Well, that's what you said. I don't think that's a definition of a nice guy. That's a definition of a wall, really, a pushover. Like that's not necessarily a nice guy, because you can still have a guy that tells you yes, 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 and still cheats on you and behind your back. That's not a definition of a nice guy.
That's because he's a very nice guy. So he's not nice then. He's already killed the whole persona of being nice. So let's move along. Good is just someone who doesn't cause problems in the relationship, maybe not very argumentative, doesn't rock the boat, maybe in agreement with you most of the time, just kind of humdrum, but no one that's negative or anything like that. Everything's okay. So he's a good guy. He might even provide for you. He might even provide for you. No, let me finish. He may even provide for you. And, now a great guy is someone who is nice, and he's good, and he has confidence, and he's aggressive, and he is a great provider, luckily, because, that's just what attracts to me, But more than anything else, that you have a well-rounded relationship. This sex life and intimacy has everything to do with having a well-rounded, balanced relationship. So that's why it's so important. At the end of the day, I'm not with someone that's definitely with just some nice, someone that's nice to me. I want someone who understands me and wants to make sure that I'm happy in that department. Because think about it, some men feel like their money is enough and they don't even have to try to please you sexually. A lot of men are like that have money.
So let me.
Their looks are enough. So.
Okay, so let me say something. So, first of all, being nice, good, and great actually has nothing to do with the size of what's in your pants. And for you to have a good sex life, you said having a good sex life has a lot to do with your relationship. But just because it's small doesn't mean he can't give you a good sex life.
Okay, so I'm going to make this clear. I know there's men out there that are 3 inches and 5 and all that. That's great. There's plenty of women for them. I know what I want, and everyone has to have think about it. Everyone has a perfect fit, if it's a fit. If it's not a fit, then you'll know. So, and in my case, it's a fit.
Perfect fit, no such thing.
Yeah.
Well, I
want to hear from the men.
I think we should acknowledge how lucky Char has been that every guy that she's ever come across has been a 10-incher or above, including the soldier of fortune that's like 80 years old. That they're all packing major wood. That's the kind of lifestyle she's been living.
But that was like 10 years, like for 10 years. Then he was 50 when I met him. So I've never had a boyfriend or a man or a fiance, anything like that. I was 80 years old. No, sugar daddies are 80.
Well, I'm just saying what you're saying is amazing because the type of anatomy you're describing is less than 10% of men in the world, and every guy that you've ever been has been in that 10% range. That's shocking.
How do you know that, Logic?
What's that?
How do you know that? Did I ever discuss that with you?
You're saying that that's what you require.
That. You've never had a guy.
You've been married.
Been small.
You were with this old dude for years. You were with the other guy after that, and you're with the current one. I'm not going to talk about all of the other ones that you never mentioned or whatever. I'm talking about the ones that I know of. And if you were in relationships with these people and you said you're saying that this is your parameters to be in a relationship with a dude. He has to be
preference. So let me just make this like in plain English. During my actual marriage, it was not that was not the case because it wasn't like I didn't know enough to even care. I was only 18 when we were married.
You didn't know enough to care about what? No, wait. No. Don't dance around with what you just said. You don't. Hold on. Let me ask my question before you answer it.
Okay.
You just said you didn't know about that. Know about what?
No.
What is that?
I just said the size thing. When I was married and when I was 18, I didn't know about that. Then why it mattered. So as you get older,
now what you're saying is your marriage in which you produced your son. It was only due to the fact of your ignorance that this lower 10 percentile range of men had so much of a better life to give you than your husband did. Not the fact that y'all emotionally didn't get it together and could not understand how to conduct yourselves in relationships without being abusive to one another. Your thing is you just didn't know that there were 10-inch dicks out there.
No. That's not what was happening. That's not what he was working with.
Unbelievable. Have you mentioned this? Have you mentioned this to your son? Like, does your son know about this?
Why would I tell my son his father's name?
No, I'm not saying you talking about your personal life. I'm saying you haven't said this out loud in front of your son, have you? Like, this is what's important.
No. No, not at all.
Thank God.
No,
okay.
I have a lot more wisdom than that, logic.
Oh, man.
No. I don't know. He's not ashamed because he's actually rather good. He's actually amazing. So that's one of those things where Kai says, "Oh, it doesn't always matter." But I'm just saying, as far as my next go around with marriage and someone
even if they are amazing,
that's what I'm saying. What is that?
It's just my concern. My concern is that this, to me, this is exactly what's wrong with young girls now. Not saying this size thing. I'm just saying this over idealized image that they have of men of he should have this, he should have that, and if it doesn't have any of this, then he's subpar in some way. It's you're setting a standard for yourself that more than likely won't be fulfilled. Because, again, if you find this guy, which I don't know how talking to a dude you would know what size he is unless you just go out and smash everybody and find out how big it is and then, oh, never mind. The wake, your numbers, your track record would be appalling at this point. You know what I mean? But I'm not even going to get into that. So
I wouldn't say that's in any type of interview. No, like it's not necessarily an interview process. It just happens naturally every time you discover these things.
Anyway, at this juncture, you're saying that this is something that is definitely necessary. Mm-hmm. So you have cut down the whole population of men out there that could be a good match for you, and you've settled on this very small percentage of dudes. Then on top of that, you got to hope those dudes
put so much emphasis on everything.
What does that mean?
Okay.
I mean, this is just it's just what it is. And then on top of that, what were you going to say, Logic?
This is reality, Char. This is why I'm emphasizing things, because this is the reality you're living. You're saying that the dude has to be built this way, and he has to have this kind of charisma, he has to have this kind of personality, and on top of that, you want him to have money. So what is left? What is that in the population of men in the world, Char?
It's called being very lucky to find the perfect man. That's what it is, and I've been very lucky. So, and they're out
remember what I said. Remember what I said. Remember what I said before.
And believe me, I've kissed many frogs to get to that point. So I already know that. So I mean, it's and you know what? Honestly, who's to say where the future is? Who knows? Maybe it won't even work out for all I know. But right now, that's what it feels. It feels like it's just perfect right now. Maybe it's probably not. But you know what? Honestly, when I say perfect, I just mean for what I want. I don't mean that that this person doesn't have any. I'm not saying this person does not have issues. Of course, I'm not saying the person isn't dysfunctional. Everyone has dysfunctional issues, negativity, or whatever in their life. Of course, no one is that great. No one. But everything that once again, going back to my marriage. It wasn't. I knew when I left him, I knew, and that's not why. I knew what I wanted in every aspect, and it took me a minute to go through a few more relationships.
Unless you cheated on him, how did you know?
What do you mean, how did I know?
If you said that you didn't know anything.
No, not till we were divorced. No, during the marriage, I didn't have anything to compare it to.
All right, Char, okay. But you said when you left the marriage, you knew exactly what you were looking for in every way. So unless you cheated on him with a dude with a 10-inch dick that was rich and charismatic and would pin you up against a wall and all that stuff that you've been looking for, unless you knew that was out there, how would you know exactly what you were looking for? Wouldn't it be a period in time? Wait a minute. Wouldn't it be a period in time after your relationship ended that you were kind of lost and not knowing what you want and therefore looking, and then that would kind of lead us to where you've been, which is bouncing around, not really in a good relationship and whatever, because you're still trying to figure things out? Or are you telling me you knew exactly what you wanted, but you just decided to be with these people that weren't at all what you were looking for?
Logic, first of all, I'm human. We all make mistakes, even though we have plans for our lives and we have plans for our relationships. But here's what happened. Even though I didn't have anything to compare it to, his anatomy, I had nothing to compare it to, I still watch porn, or I have friends that talk about sizes, and I look.
So you're basing your ideas of a man on porn?
No, you didn't let me finish. And remember when I said something about a perfect fit? I can tell something was not right with this because he was constantly saying, "Oh my gosh, I know it's like really really small. I know that, but that's why I try to be very tentative."
So
So
this is the guy. Wait a minute. So this is the guy that took your virginity.
Wow.
Right. No, I didn't say that. No, that happened. No, that happened 5 years. No, that happened when I was I was 15. I think. I was 15. I never even told, because I don't have to tell everything about all my relationships on the radio show. But I was 15. That one did, and we were together for 4 years. So.
Yeah.
Well, we're together.
I think I would strangle my daughter.
We didn't do anything for the first year because I wasn't ready. I had no business doing anything. When you're 14, if any girls, no. If anybody's listening, you have no business, young girls, having sex at 14 years old or 15 years old or 16. You don't have any business. I waited for a year, which means by that time I turned 15. It was too young. So from 14 to 15, nothing. We did nothing. We just dated.
Oh yeah,
and
12 months between 14 and 15.
Because I was a virgin, I didn't know.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah,
No, I didn't, because I'm a child. I have no business doing it anyway. But it just eventually, after exactly 11 months and like 48 days or something, it just, it happened, and we stayed together for 4 years. And the only reason we divorced, not divorced. Because it was dramatic. The only reason we broke up, and matter of fact, he was Korean and black or something. The only reason we broke up is because his parents were Muslim,
you met
and he had an
Korean
arranged marriage.
With a 10-inch dick?
No, I did. You're not hearing me again. I didn't listen. I said in black. You forgot the black part. I said Korean and black, but he was Muslim. Muslim, so his family had an arranged marriage for him. So that's the only reason that we didn't get married.
Wait, Korean, black, and
Muslim?
His
parents, Muslim?
Well,
and was he American also?
Well, his parents, American parents, adopted him. He was adopted.
Is anyone else?
But his mother was Korean. His mother. No, I'm
okay. Hold on. So
he was just like Bruce Lee, actually.
Oh,
he was adopted.
That was my friend.
He was adopted by some Muslim people, but he was black and Korean. What was their race?
They were black Muslims.
From
they were
the
black
United
Muslims. They were black Muslims. They were black Muslims. That was, at least, however you say it, they were black Muslims. But his actual natural birth mother was Korean, so he was raised by black people. Do you see what I'm saying? But he came out looking exactly, I shouldn't say came out, sounds crazy, like a factory. He looked exactly spitting image of Bruce Lee, but he was actually his father was black.
Spitting image of
Pretty sure he did.
And he had he had a black person's complexion, like a nice dark cinnamon.
I'm pretty sure he didn't look like Bruce Lee.
No. He looked just like
No,
him.
but I think you're missing the point that he was a pure blood Korean with a black person's complexion.
Yeah. Everybody always said it's true. Built just like him, everything. And then he became a doctor, but that's another story. But here's my point. When we were talking about my marriage, I totally didn't even remember about that. And yes, that person was well endowed. So then when I got married, I'm like, okay, but I love this person, and I'm still young. I was only 18 at that point. So I'm like, okay. But then imagine for my partner to keep saying, I know that I'm not, don't have much to offer you in that way. I'm sorry. And with all the abuse that was going on, why would I stay when I can actually find eventually someone who's not abusive and that can totally,
we're not saying stay
be
with
a
the
good
abuse.
fit for
That's
me.
That wasn't the takeaway here. The takeaway was,
She was on
the takeaway is when I left, I knew what I wanted. But when I say I want to know what I wanted, I know what I wanted.
No. The takeaway is that you were emotionally and physically battered in that relationship, and it sounds like he had crippling self-esteem issues, which then obviously perpetuated his behavior. And then you based your archetype of men on porno figures.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, I guess I reverted back to the one who took my virginity, because that was a great intimate relationship.
The full-blown Korean who was raised by black people with a black complexion and a 10-inch dick that looked like Bruce Lee and became a doctor.
Right. I'm not kidding. That became a doctor. Don't forget, became a medical doctor. It's really true. And he married a woman who looked almost exactly like me, and everybody thought that was so funny.
What?
Oh my God! It was hilarious.
Why not?
Oh my God!
Lord have
mercy. I feel like I'm 90 years old. What?
You need to write a book, Char.
I feel like that every night.
No, but
she
was. But here's the funny part about it. He moved to Mexico, and it was a Mexican woman. He moved to Mexico, and for some reason, her features and her complexion.
And
I used
he's
to have
living
really
in
long
Mexico.
hair. He was. After this was
Speaking
a couple
Spanish.
years later, after he became a doctor. Right.
Raised by black people.
Why
Honest to
would
God.
he?
And
Wait.
Right.
There's so many
Doctor.
questions.
This is really all. This
Why
is all
is a
true. You guys
doctor?
right. I need to write a book.
Why, if you became
Right.
a doctor in the United? Wait. Okay, hold on.
Don't
Number
do it,
one,
don't do it.
why, if he became a doctor in the United States, would he move to Mexico, where you're going to get less money? Number two, I thought you said he was, whatever, they were going to marry him out to somebody. So how did he go to Mexico and marry a Mexican woman? Number three.
Because, listen, no, go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Number three, it's not easy for black people to go down to Mexico and just get married. I guess I'll just stop there because there's just so many.
Yes, please stop there.
Okay, well, here's the funny part. Everything
your own
happened in
sanity.
sequence. It's all, Kai's order's a little bit jumbled up. Kai, the only way he was able to marry someone else is because he protested what his Muslim parents had arranged for him, and they put him in the home, the detention center, when we were together. That's how we broke up. They put him in the child's prison or whatever because he would not marry the person that they had for him. So when he,
wait a second,
The child,
what?
he was in a child prison.
Isn't that what a D home is? We used to call it the D home when I was younger. I don't know. What is it called? The detention center?
Why would they put
Whatever.
him in?
A juvie center.
Because
why
I was Christian, and he was a Muslim,
no,
and
but
they
you
did not
have
want
to have
him to marry
proof
you
that your
can't
child
do that
is
in
messing
America.
up for them to go to juvie. They just can't put you in juvie just because,
Well,
hey,
guess
take my
what?
kid.
Guess what? They thought of some reason because they had power and money or whatever, and that's exactly what they did to him. That's
These
the only
were
reason
rich
I ended
black
up getting
people?
married.
Oh, so he was powerful
Yeah,
and
well-
rich. They were black and Muslim.
And how do you think he? Listen, after
Raised
so anyway,
by a
Kai,
rich
your
black
order of
prominent
appearance
family
is all
that had
jumbled.
enough pull to
Kai's
give
order of
orders
appearance
to
is a little jumbled,
chase
guys.
up kids.
So once he got out to D home, he just went to Mexico, met a beautiful Mexican woman. She looked like me. I don't know how that happened. Came back to the States. I didn't say he studied over there. Came back to the States, became a doctor. He lived over there for a little while, for a couple of years. Then came back to the States and studied and became a doctor over here. And that's what happened.
Okay, so I'm writing
Wow.
down my manuscript. So I'm going to need names and dates because I'm sending this to Hollywood.
Right.
That's a movie.
Please
there.
do. And don't forget to give me my points on my residuals.
And the title
because-
of it should be Talking Out Your Ass.
Yeah, right. I wish I was that creative. I'm a writer and
Oh
I'm not
my
that
God.
creative. Okay?
Oh,
I can't make this stuff up. I just can't make it up. I'm not that good. That's the truth, though. So point being, he was a size 10, okay, for sure, and we had a great relationship. It wasn't just that. I'm just
but
saying
if you,
it was a
hold on,
perfect
my
fit.
question, hand raised. My question is, if you were a virgin, how did you know? Did y'all just take a ruler and measure it, or how did you know?
Char did. Char did. You know she did. Char did.
No. But see, listen, we're overlooking the glaring contradiction here. He took her virginity, size 10, as she says, but apparently she got married and didn't know anything about that. How much sense does that make?
Yeah.
She did say she forgot when she was telling the story, so.
She forgot about
But
it.
she remembered it now in a casual conversation 30 years later?
You guys, can I just say this to the panel? Honest to God,
Fucking
if
break.
what was ever was to me, I totally spaced out when we were talking about my ex-husband because I remember talking about him. Virginity. You guys said, like, no, he didn't, and then it all came back. Boom. That was my first love. That was the first time I ever.
Okay, so
Yeah,
so
penis
back to
amnesia.
the topic and off of the Char show. So
Yeah, it's a Char show.
from what I'm gathering, it doesn't matter how good he is, whether he's the great guy, like you said, past good, or whatever the three tiers were, I can't remember. But he's the top tier of the guys.
Nice, good, and great. Nice, good, and great.
Yeah, he's like that Muslim husband who has power and status and money. And he's really good to you. I guess he lets you wear whatever you want, so he doesn't get down on you. You're all on the same political views. You're all on the same views in terms.
That's not true. I told you guys plenty of times. We've had the same topic on our show a few times, and I told you guys, if he doesn't like something, I have no issue, or he feels like it's inappropriate, I have no issue changing. But then some things I'm surprised.
My point is he's on the same wavelength as you. Y'all are not arguing about anything. You know, y'all on the same wavelength in every sense of the world. I'm talking about a hypothetical guy. How are you arguing with me on hypothetical?
Sure.
Oh, I thought you meant my fiance. Okay, go ahead. I can't argue on hypothetical. That's what I was referring to. Okay, so hypothetical.
Can you imagine it, BJ?
No, that's still not realistic, time. It's not realistic because I know that you're going to have arguments, no matter who the hypothetical person is going to be for anyone.
I have a question. Do y'all remember how I started this show? And I told you that one day I might just end up on the evening news because I just jumped off a bridge because I couldn't deal with it.
Mm-hmm. This is your future, guy.
Yes.
No.
This is your future.
Yes, your
no.
future.
This is your future.
Hey, you started this. Hey, you hatched it.
She has something to get off her chest right now, and you're going to listen.
Yeah. You're going to listen.
But I have to go to work. I'm running late, babe. I want to talk about it now.
Yeah.
Then she's going to call him when he's in the car on the way.
Oh, crash accident.
Argue with him up until the point where he has to clock in.
But that's not me because I'm submissive in relationships. And
then leave him because he got laid off because they don't like his attitude. He's been coming to the work off irritated and pissed off. And you're not the guy that I married. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. She's in the wind.
I'm going to have
and that's when,
her
then
husband
that's
sign
when
here,
you
here,
start
and initial here.
About murder. Like, I wonder if I could really get away with killing this
But no, see, then he'd have to, he'll have to contend with me because I know my daughter could possibly, this is possibly, because she might change. She might be a handful, but you're not laying a finger on her.
Listen,
and I don't
I'm not
care
condoning it. I'm just telling you how.
Well, he could keep it in his head because if he touches my child, I will break everything.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Body.
I'm trying to show you how people end up on the ID channel. That's how. Because no one in their life has bothered to teach them this is not the way you conduct yourself. This is not the way that you speak. This is not what you judge a man on. This is not how you treat people. This is not. They've never decided to teach their daughters or their sisters or whoever. This is not how you run through life. And that's why the world is what it is today. The divorce rate is up to, 80% now? 77% or something divorce rate?
It's still going up.
Right. Well, I just had to. That's a funny thing that you said that, Logic. I just actually had to have a serious conversation with my daughter, which I do have to do a lot, because probably this weekend or maybe sometime next week I'm going to go visit a friend of mine. But her thing is she didn't understand why that person doesn't ever come over here. Well, they should come over here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look at me. She knows me. I don't chase, quote, unquote, after people. If you don't visit me, I don't visit you. It's just a circle of life. I don't give. You know, I was born by myself. I'm going to die by myself. If you don't visit me, I'm going to visit you. However, if you have a logical reason that you can't come and visit me, then I understand that. If it's too, you have too many kids, you work too much, whatever. If there is a logical reason, but you consistently keep up with me, you're talking to me, whatever. You're actually a friend. I understand that. But all she saw was, they don't come over here, so why are we going over there? And I had to sit down and explain
she only
to
10.
her. I had to sit down and explain to her. I said, you know how I am. If people don't come visit, I don't go. However, what does this person do? Do they have a lot of time? And she had to answer these questions. And I said, okay. So now you don't just consider yourself here. You have to consider the other person. If they're putting the little bit of time they have into our friendship, into being friends with us, then you have to reciprocate in any way that you can. They can't do just everything you want them to do. That's not how life runs. And maybe, like Logic said, a lot of people don't talk to their daughters about this. I don't know. But I'm hoping that I'm hitting home with her somewhere. I'm hoping, even though she has this female tendencies, quote unquote, for lack of a better term, that she's not going to grow up to be a dick. That's what I'm hoping.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I'm going to guarantee you that most people don't talk to their daughters about having self-control and patience. You know, they just kind of roll their eyes like, that's that Latina fire coming out of her, or she's Italian, she's hot-blooded, or, like they'll say.
And I've heard that. I have heard that all through my life. That, because, before I had a daughter and before I decided that I didn't want to be like that, I was a complete asshole. And that's all I heard was, I like that Caribbean fire. Ooh, you're feisty. I like feisty women. That's all I heard.
I've heard men say that too. I'm not. I live in Latina, but I've heard men say that a lot. So is there something that men are holding back with us women, and that you actually do like a little bit of either a bite or fire or sarcasm, or a little cinnamon hot in the attitude, or just the way that they don't let you just have your way, or they speak their mind? Is this something that men secretly actually do look up to, or does it get you a rise from it, guys? I mean, what is it really? Why do you do
look
that?
up to? No. You guys just give us that anyway. You give us attitude anyway.
I mean, I agree with Char. I didn't have any reason to change. No reason. It wasn't hard for me to get a guy, and I'm the one who mostly left them. It was my decision not to be like that. So there was no reason coming from anybody else for me to change. So I agree with Char. Is that something that bothers y'all?
No spicy nut.
No, listen, it has everything to do with weak men who are afraid to tell a woman to shut the fuck up, or to get out of my apartment and put the shoes. Like, listen, this one girl got so mad at me because she had lingerie on and everything. But her attitude, I told her, I said, get your shoes on, beat it. She was like, what? You're going to, after everything I did, you are the one that ruined this night, not me.
Yeah.
I've been accommodating you, and I've been doing everything, but you've been bringing this stank attitude over here. Beat it. Yeah, I'm going to watch cartoons tonight. Samurai Jack and a bowl of cereal. I'm good.
And they thinking, since they saying I did lingerie and the body, we can be like, oh, yeah, we can't control ourselves. Please.
Exactly. That's exactly what she thought. Like, just showing that would have been like, I just don't agree. Right. No.
Well, okay.
Beat it.
To BJ and Logic, Char, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Me and you, we're the women. So, to BJ and Logic, if you're saying that's only weak men, then I'm going to tell you that's 90% of men.
Thank you. Because I couldn't even accept that anyway. Weak men. That's I mean, because that's most of the entire world on the face of the earth. So then that includes you and BJ too. And statistically, that's 0.2%.
No. Listen to me. No. It's like, okay, put it like this. The biggest problem with good women now is they have to contend with whores, because society has embraced whores. So a lot of these men out here expect women to react and act like and conduct themselves like whores. So you'll have a good woman out there that is decent and has self-respect and is whatever, but she can't find a good man because all of these guys out here are taking their cues from this whore behavior and expecting chicks to want to get down with she's asking for actual time to be courted and respected, and no sex probably for months on end. Where most dudes, again, because they're used to dealing with whores, they're expecting to bang you on the second or third date. You know what I mean? But with no investment.
You can't. Hold on, BJ. You can't be agreeing with Logic on that, because we had a topic a while back where I said, what if I said we weren't having sex for a year? And you were like, well, relationship's over. I'm not getting to know you.
You wasn't going to wait.
Oh, yeah, a year? No. I ain't waiting no year.
Yeah, what if it doesn't matter. What if the girl you see the girl is a good girl and she says, I just want to get to know you. I'm not that kind of girl that gets into bed with you. So don't expect 3 months.
It take her a year to know me? Nah, it don't take her. Nah, it's 3 months.
Yes, are you serious? It does.
You said a year.
I don't know you from Jack and Jill. I'm supposed to know you in 6 months?
So no, I said me as what I am. I'm not gonna wait a year to have sex with someone I'm courting every weekend, whatever, and spending money. And nah. I'm sorry, that's just me. And when I did hear me, this is BJ. Don't come to me for think a year y'all gonna hold it for me, and I'm courting, paying money. It ain't happening. Y'all dropping something.
Well, see, that goes into a whole different topic because I actually got angry. I just now got angry because you said courting me and paying money.
Right.
What the bloody frick does your money have to do with what's down here?
No. Okay.
You're not buying this. Are you serious?
No. Hold on. When I'm courting somebody, I'm taking them out and paying, right? It's still the same thing. You can court them and say, let's go to the park every freaking week. I could do that too, but still, that's a good point.
I understand that, but you're not buying this. I'm not a freaking prostitute. I didn't ask you to put $200 on a nightstand.
It's down payment for the panties.
Down payment, my ass. Whatever.
Oh, God.
Carl, he's not looking for
hey, that's a year down payment, like a car note, whatever.
What is a year with the rest of your life with the right woman? That you should be looking at that as an investment.
What is a freaking year? I'm asking you to get to know you, and you're thinking about money? You're thinking about how much money you're putting down?
See, I haven't found the right woman yet, so yeah, I'm still paying down.
I wonder why. If you're thinking about a woman as a car, then yeah,
Well, that's just a metaphor, okay. Yeah, well, it's a Rolls Royce, whatever. It's getting that.
Well, see, that's why I would have to know you before I would do anything, because I'm not, as I tell every other guy out there, I'm not going to be a notch on your belt. That's not happening.
Well, no, you're not a notch. You won't be a notch.
That would exactly be what it is. You just brought another notch on your belt. That's all you did. Then you just figuratively hang that belt on the wall, and there's another notch.
Okay, put it this way. Okay, so it's more logically. Well, now I see what you bringing to the table. You bring it to the table more. What I'm bringing to the table, I wait a year. But if you ain't bringing the same standard I'm bringing to the table, no, it's not gonna be a year. And that's just the truth. That's just how it is. I'm that arrogant.
Well, it depends on what your requirement is. But DJ, what's your requirement of what she needs to bring to the table to meet your standards?
Very high, Char.
DJ, how does this woman meet your standards? What does she need to bring to the table to meet your standards? So what's the requirement of what's accepted as to what she's bringing to the table in order to be, on that list of, maybe, and I'll wait a year? No, you just said that if she's bringing something to the table, what would that be?
Well, if she's bringing something that on my level that I want to stand as far as bringing to the table for me to be happy.
But what is that? You're still being general. What exactly is that?
It's more than finance. It gotta be more than finance. You gotta have some. You gotta have some. You gotta have a career. You gotta have brains, intelligence. You gotta have all kinds of stuff. I got a list, but I can give to you now. But it's like small things. The finance thing is actually not the main thing on my list. The finance is the main thing on my list because you can have that, but don't be like a broke, whatever. You got to have a career and a brain and some kind of education. You can't be like what I call average chick. Average chick, is settled in life. They don't want to go forward in life and just stay in and still on one plane. I don't want that. You got to grow. You got to have goals. I'm sorry.
So out of all the women that you've been with, not saying you've been with a lot of women, but out of all the women that you've been with, you haven't found one that's like that?
Let me get in here. BJ, what if you met a girl? What if you met a girl that had a little bit more of a humble approach? Like, let's say she was a teacher or a nurse, and that may not be a leader of an executive office or something like that, but she, was respectable and had all these things. You're still putting a time limit on the cooch?
Good question on it.
Yeah, kind of. Well, no, it depends. It's like, it's just like a gray area there. I might put the time limit. It just depends on the person, the personality, So that right there, that scenario, that's a good scenario.
So if she's all of the personality traits that you're looking for, and she has a job, maybe not the sexiest job, but she's doing something where she can afford her life. She can pay her bills. She doesn't need any help from you. you're still the waiting. Yeah, I understand, but the waiting that you're willing to do is based on your specific time clock, or is it you're waiting for her to understand that you're not just like every other guy out there? Which waiting are you doing?
Her waiting.
Huh?
It would be her waiting.
So it's based on her comfort. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to roast you. If you said it was still time clock, that would be the craziest thing I would have heard.
No, hers. You got hers. No.
Well, that's why I was quiet. Okay. So, I mean, so she has to come with, I guess it's the same as Char. Char's standards are Char's standards. And
I think what he's saying is if a chick is coming with the same old rap that every other chick comes with, like, I do the best that I can and I've got issues and problems, I think he probably has his time clock on start as soon as they say hi. All right. You got 27 hours.
I could dig it. However, BJ, what I still don't dig is the whole, down payment and paying for that part. I still don't agree with.
Right. I'm going
to tell you something, though. There's going to be a lot of guys that look at it like that, but this is the way you offset that. If you don't want a dude looking at you like that, start paying for your own dinner. Start taking him out.
Which I don't mind.
Let it be a back and forth thing.
I will. Look, I've gone on dates where I pay for everything. I've gone on dates where they paid for anything. I've gone on dates where I pay half. I don't look. You know me. I don't mind. I'll open the door for you. I drive you there. I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not typical. And the point that I was
requiring you to pay for my food, that's not a requirement for me. I can feed myself.
Sure, wouldn't do it. Sure. Would you pay for somebody?
That's not a deal breaker. Yeah.
Char, on your first date, if the guy says, "Hey, I left my wallet," or I don't know.
No, how about this, Char?
Wait, I have a perfect example. Because if a guy just says he left his wallet, I'm not paying for crap because I think you planned that. Okay, here's a perfect example. You've been talking to him for a while, maybe like 3 weeks. Y'all are going on your first date. You see he's not, you get a feel that he's not a user and he may be an upstanding guy. But before, like the day of your first date, before y'all even go out, so you have a chance to make an informed decision. So the day of your first date, before y'all go out, he says, "Hey, my engine fell out of my car," or whatever that was unavoidable, and I just had to drop $2,000 on that. So I don't have money for dinner tonight. Do you want to do something else? You can come over and eat here, or we could do something that's free walk in the park or something. Would you still go on that first date now that he's not paying money? There's a possibility that you have to pay the money, you're doing something free or whatever. Would you still go on that first date, Char?
Absolutely, but we're not going out for steak and lobster because it's on my budget and it depends on how much I have available. But yeah, we'll make something happen.
You see that? You see? Man, please.
She said it with a straight face.
I know.
No, the key element was I've been talking to you for weeks, like she just said. For weeks, and I already know you have money. I mean, I'm not money. I already know what you're capable of.
Let me ask you this, Char. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me ask you this, Char. What is the most money you would spend, your money, on a guy?
$137, $200, $185. I've done it myself anyway a couple of times when I've invited.
No, but on a first date. But on a first date, we're not talking about somebody you already have a relationship with. We're talking about on a first date.
$200, because I usually try to keep that in my bank anyway. That's the least I could do, because in case he wants wine, God forbid he's a wino.
That doesn't go with what you said. You said it's no steak and lobster.
Yeah, we're
I just said it's not steak and lobster because I don't know what I have in my account. Like, what if I don't? What if something came up with me and I really don't have it? Because I was just assuming that maybe you would pay for it. But yeah, that's why it's always good for a girl to have a little extra. You never know when these things come up. But we've been talking for weeks, so I already know what kind of person you are. It's not the end of the world.
Hold on, Char. You made a good point that I have to point out to women. You were expecting him to pay for it. Why weren't you going with half of your money already in your pocket, not expecting him to do anything? But if he did
I just said a girl should always have her own money. I just said a girl should always have her own money in her account just in case.
Before that, you were expecting him to do it. Like
so what? If he asked me out, there's nothing wrong with me expecting him to, but don't think I'm going to be broke and hungry. I'm not going to do that.
Char, I think what Kai is trying to say is that if you met a guy and he's saying, I'm taking you to Chez Maurice and you're going to get some of that for that midnight and get whatever you want, in order for you to not be a bum or have yourself in a bad situation, you should have some of that Chez Maurice money in your account just in case.
That's what I just said. I just said that. I just said a girl should never have less than a certain amount of her account.
All right, you're saying that, but then she just asked if he couldn't do it because his engine fell out. You said, well, it depends. I might not have it. If you don't have it, why are you going out?
Yeah.
No, but listen, I just said, but let's find something to do and we can still have fun. If I don't have the 200 for Chez Maurice, let's go do something. I can still pay for something else.
Is for,
but
every time I say it, she keeps saying 22.
You're not hearing me. We don't have to go to that exotic French restaurant. We can do something else. I can pay for it within my budget so we can still go have dinner.
Char, hold on.
What I'm saying.
Listen.
Focus.
What he's saying, Char, is that
if he is saying he's taking you out to some fancy restaurant that you know is the bill's going to be $200, right?
Okay,
and
that's what I just
he's been taking
$200, right?
Lord.
And he's been saying that he's been taking you out. It hasn't been a problem. You should have that kind of money in your account. So just in case something happens, he gets mugged on the way from parking the car, or, he gets sick and has to leave in an ambulance because he had an allergic reaction. Now you're not sitting there like, wait, before you leave, can I get your card so I can swipe this because what am I going to do? Just sit here and, that kind of situation.
You sound like a broken record because I just said that. I'm the one that just said that. You sound like a parrot. I just said a girl should never have less than $200 in her account. If I didn't have exactly $200 and I had $130, then guess what? Let's go do something.
You might not be able to get steak and lobster.
Isn't that all that matters? It's not even about the food. It's not even about the restaurant. It's about time together on a date. That's it. Isn't that the ultimate goal, just to have the date? So all that matters is that we can still. I'm not gonna say let's not have a date.
It's just weird.
You see why
you guys are putting way too much merit on the wrong things. You guys are putting too much merit on the wrong things. The man is broke. The man doesn't have any money because something. Yes, you are. The man didn't have money because something came up with his car. It probably is going to cost him a couple $1,000s. Guess what? We can go to another type of restaurant. I bet that's within my budget. If I don't have the $200, if I have $137.50 instead, we will eat up to $137.50. What's the problem with that? We're still going out. I'm not going to be like, well, in that case, I'm not going out with you. I'm not doing that.
Let me say something real quick. The character of a person is usually the first thing that comes out of their mouth. The first thing that comes out of your mouth is what you're thinking. That's your character. But then you go back and you edit that. You said, I can pay for it, but we ain't having this and this. That's what you said. And then you went back and edited it. You also said
go ahead.
You also said that you ain't paying for no food if it's the first date. Then you went back and edited it. You see what I'm saying? You say these things and then you edit it, and then when we jump on you, you say we're crazy.
I didn't say I wasn't paying for any food the first date. I said I would have assumed or expected that he would pay for it since he asked me. But if he didn't have the money, most of the time I have $200 in my account. If I didn't have it that day and I had maybe on $100 or whatever, then we'll go do something else instead and still have fun, still have a good time. I'll pay for it. It's not a big deal. It was just the fact of us being able to go out and get to know each other better. That's it. It doesn't matter to me if he can't take me to Chez Maurice. It doesn't matter. But normally a girl should have $200. I have $200 now. My mother always told me that. If I have $187.50, whatever, it's close enough. If I have $100, I'm not going to be stupid and say, let's go there. I can't pay for it because I did in my mind assume that you would because you asked me out. There's nothing wrong with that.
So basically, Logic and BJ, in about, 10? So in about 5 to 8 years, please come and check on me. Just please, I'm just begging you, please.
Man.
Anyway, that's it for the show. So apparently size does matter. So it doesn't matter what kind of guy you are. So you might as well hang that up if you have a itty bitty Peter. It doesn't matter what kind of guy you are.
Yeah, as long as women have access
It's
to
not
porn.
going to happen. It's not going to happen with me ever. No. If you're
size
tiny,
just
run.
doesn't matter. You might want to go visit a plastic surgeon. And that's our takeaway from tonight's show. Size absolutely matters over the kind of guy you are. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I guess I'm glad I'm not a guy, so I don't know. We'll see you back next week right here on No Conduct Radio, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for everyone who listened in. Peace out, everyone.
Okay, everybody have a great week.
Bye from sunny Las Vegas.